7 days ago, I moved these hens in this chicken tractor here to this big, long, raised Birdie's garden bed, and already you can see the impact that they've made on this garden. It's incredible. They have absolutely stripped all those weeds, except for ones they couldn't reach up here. And my chicken tractor shade cloth Nappy is working a treat. Check it out. This is fantastic. Better than my wildest poopy dreams. But I don't think their job is quite done just yet. And I'll explain why soon. Let's get into it. I'm going to have to give them some supplementary greens, I think. We've got way too many flowers on this property. So these nasturtiums, totally edible. I'm not a big fan of them. They're a bit wasabi-ish for me. So, yeah, not for me, but the chickens do love them, and they're full of vitamins and good, healthy, lush types of greens for them to eat. So I'll get a bit of that because we've got plenty of them. These just come up every season for us through winter, add some colour to the garden. It attracts the bees, which in turn fertilises the flowers, which contributes to growing these beautiful, fat, healthy, lovely, disease-free tomatoes, the big varieties, because through winter here, it's cold, even though we're in a subtropical climate. So what you want to do is have as many attractants as you can in the garden to attract pollinators, especially through this time of year. So that's why growing these types of flowers and letting other things go to seed, like certain herbs and even weeds, will help bring those bees in, and then they'll find the little yellow tomato flowers and pollinate them while they're at it. But I didn't expect them to eat the bed down so quickly. This is such a plentiful feed to grow. Let's also give them some of this beautiful Japanese mustard. Check out the leaves on it. We're not that fond of it anymore. I mean, I used to pickle the stems, and you can have the leaves in salads, but it's just, yeah, a bit strong. So, you can only eat a little amount in a salad. So you got these massive plants that kind of, they don't go to waste because they go into the compost and they grow wonderfully, but they are good feed for the hens. And they do grow easy. Like, I don't plant our Japanese mustard. It comes every winter, just like the nasturtiums. So why not just leave them grow where they come up? It's usually around this bed here, and I'll leave them go to seed. You can sometimes harvest that seed and make your own mustard paste. I've done that before, but mostly because it flowers so profusely, it's a great bee attractant and bee feeder for native bees, other pollinators, and also for European bees, our honey bees, especially in spring when this starts to go to flower. Just like this coriander's gone to flower now here. Wonderful. And as most people would know, it's important to have things flowering through winter to get your bees through. In a lot of places, they don't have a very good winter. They don't have a mild winter. They have a pretty tough winter for bees, and the bees struggle. In our climate, the bees will struggle through the winter time. if there's no feed around or flowering plants around. But as you could see, we have plenty of flowers in our garden through winter, and we deliberately do that so that our bees never run out of food, and we get more honey all year round than someone in, say, a colder climate where they need to keep a lot of that honey for the bees to survive through the harsh cold winter when nothing is growing or flowering. And there's always a few bugs, maybe a caterpillar or a few stink bugs or something like that on these leaves that act as little gems, little nuggets of nice little surprises for the hens to pick through and find. Okay, girls, it's not really that it supplements the feed. I mean, it does. It means the more you feed them from your own garden and your own kitchen scraps, the less feed that they eat that's commercial, which is good. But it's also just how healthy it is for them that they get this extra fresh stuff in their diet, because they'll survive on pellets alone, but I suppose we could survive on pelletized food too that had all the nutrients we needed in it, but it wouldn't be very nice, would it? And if you know the lifestyle of a chicken, they certainly are not ones to just sit and eat one type of food. They're grazers, they're an animal that searches for food and bugs and a variety of food. It's in their instinct, it's their natural thing to do. So I think it's the right thing for us to feed them a varied diet as much as possible. And there's a couple of those stink bugs. I'm not sure if they'll eat those stink bugs that I was talking about that are on the edge there. The hens are looking at them. I might just put them close and see if they'll pick a few of them off. Go on, have a go at them. The one's moving. Go on. Don't you like it? Get it. Oh. Come on. Someone, there must be one taker. Boom, gone. Oh, nice. Well, there you go. They will eat stink bugs. All right, let me just distribute this around. They don't look like they're much interested in it at the moment, but believe me, this will all be devoured by lunchtime tomorrow. If you saw my other video, you'd know that I had this mobile chicken tractor here at the end of this bed here. Initially I only had a few hens, a few of the old ones, and I've recently got 12 new lots of pullets. They're the Lehman Browns. I had a black. Fortunately, she passed away, but she was very old. And that white hen as well, Leghorn, I think the breed is. And she's going good. She's kind of the matriarch of the group now. But yeah, I had it here. And yeah, even just the two birds were making good progress in this small raised birdies garden bed. And so what I'd done is I refurbished this bed by letting the hens take down all the weeds, getting rid of all the weed seed, most of it hopefully, eating it all down, saves on feed, tilling up the soil, saves on me aerating it and doing a light till. They're doing the light till for me and they're fertilising it at the same time. But most of the fertiliser, most of the poop is when they're in the mobile chicken coop. At night, they're sitting there, they're pooping, it goes through the floor and it's landing on the grass here. So what I had to do was pick up and rake up as much as I could of this poop and put it into this bed to finish it off as fertiliser. And that works great, except a lot of it gets lost on the grass here, and I don't like the fact of having to rake it all up. So I was thinking, what else could I do? And that's when I came up with the idea of the mobile chicken tractor Nappy. So all I did was get some shade cloth and I just folded it up, crimped together the ends, sort of cut it roughly to size. And then I just put some hockey straps or some light stretchy cord in each corner, just tight enough to be able to string it between the back two legs here, where the entry exit is, and the front here. I needed to put a few more extra screws in, just one on each side, so that I had something easily to hook on the cord. And then basically it just sort of sits under there like a sling. And look, this has only been here for about 3 days, and already it is weighed down quite heavily with a whole heap of poop. So that's going to allow me, once this bed is finished with, I can then do the same as I've done with that bed, but I'll have a whole lot more raw manure to be able to put in here and water down and dig in and put mulch over the top. And then that will be a complete cycle of the hens fulfilling their complete duty. Like I said, doing everything they needed to do, get rid of the weeds, till the soil, and fertilise the bed. I think it's a really great way to put chickens to work. Now, the reason I used shade cloth was if it rains, it's not going to, like a tarp, pool with water. The water, and it has been raining too, quite heavily lately, this last few days. I've been away. I've been down in Sydney. I had to sign 1,500 books at Booktopia at the warehouse there in Sydney. It was a fantastic morning. They were really so hospitable. They treated me like I was some type of superstar, like I was famous or something. It was really great. I felt like a boss, but the whole thing was good. I thought that they would just throw 1,500 books at me and say, here's a big pile, Mark, can you please sign these and tell us when you're finished? And I was thinking, well, by that calculation, I pick the book up, open it, I then sign it. It could be like 10 seconds. So that means 10 seconds per book. That goes 6 per minute, I think that was. Is it 6? 6 a minute? No. Yes. Yeah, about that. And then that would have meant it would have been 5 or 6 hours of signing books, and I was not looking forward to it. But as it turned out, they had it all lined out. They had it all set up for me. There was 4 people helping. Someone's giving me the book with already opened, someone taking it from me, people giving me a new pen when one ran out. And we had lunch there, and we had a tour of the factory showing these robots that are picking up the books from the library. They've got about 138,000 books there at Booktopia in Sydney in their warehouse, and about 30 or so robots go around and they gather the books from the library, and then they take them all to the wrapping station where they wrap them in cardboard exactly to that size of the book, and then the offcuts of the cardboard goes up another conveyor belt and gets recycled, so nothing goes to waste. And then they get stamped, put the postage details on it, all automatically, and then they go on a conveyor belt and they get thrown into the exact bin on where they're supposed to go, either New South Wales or somewhere else in Australia, New Zealand, international, whatever. So it's pretty cool how it all works out. And how long did it take me to sign 1,500 books? Well, just under 3 hours. And you know what? Besides my eyes getting a bit blurry and feeling a little bit, I don't know, sparkly-eyed, my hand wasn't too bad. Not really too much RSI. I felt pretty good after it. So yeah, it was a really great team effort and very enjoyable, and a good stay down in Sydney. So yeah, it has been raining while I was away. So I was wondering how that would go, and it's somewhat sheltered, that sort of chicken nappy underneath there, but if rain does trickle into it, it's not going to pool and make a slurry of chicken poop, which would not be very nice, and it'll make it all heavy and yucky. It'll just go through. And likewise, after I empty all this into this bed to really pump it full of good fertiliser, I'll be able to sit it on the bed after and probably mulch it first, and then I will wash with not high pressure, just the normal hose. I'll wash the shade cloth out and it'll be all clean again to be able to put back on. So I think it's going to work really well, and it's highly durable, that shade cloth. I think it's going to work perfectly for the job that I want. Yeah, so why am I keeping them in here? Well, I want to keep them in here just for a little bit longer. I might even keep them in another week. I want them to start tilling it more. They've gnawed down all the leaves of all the weeds, most of them anyway, except for some in the middle that they couldn't reach. But I think they can still do a lot more work yet. And because it's been raining, they haven't been tilling that soil up much. They've been probably doing a lot of hiding in the dry chicken tractor there rather than out here in the rain. And it's when the soil dries out a little bit, that's when the hens like to have a bit of a dust bath. And it's that action of just lightly dust bathing themselves in various spots that can loosen up that soil and till it up a little bit. I mean, not a lot. You don't need a heck of a lot, but a little bit of tilling is nice. And then I'll come along and pull out all the remaining weeds by the stems, ones that the hens did not dig out themselves, and then do the old poop from the nappy thing and mulch it all up like that other bed over there. Leave it rest a little bit because chicken manure is quite volatile and it can be very harsh on plants, especially young plants and seedlings. So I'll leave it rest for a few weeks first, and then I'll start planting out in it. Yeah, the combination of the chicken tractor and these Birdies raised garden beds, both of them I'm affiliatised with. One's from Oz Farmer and the raised garden beds are from Birdies, made here in Queensland, Australia. You can get them in the States as well. But that combination of this raised garden bed, very high quality, very hardy, very strong, is working good. This is excellent. This is exactly how I envisioned it would work. And yeah, I think this is something I'll be employing now for many years to come. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a big, I don't know, chicken tractor nappy thumbs up. And subscribe if you haven't already. Not that subscriptions kind of matter anymore. Just watching my videos, sharing it around helps a whole heap. And of course, buying a copy of my book, now that they're starting to ship, will really help out a lot. Us poor content creators, we're always trying to make a buck. So anything you can do to help really does, well, I really would appreciate it. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now. Cheers.